watching Mid-Michigan's #1 6 o'clock news, WNEM TV 5 News. Coverage you can count on.
Well, you see her just about everywhere promoting healthy eating and exercise for kids.
Now you're going to see Michelle Obama making magazine history on the cover of Better Homes and Gardens. The details still ahead. The First Lady making a magazine first. Michelle Obama will grace the cover of the August issue of Better Homes and Gardens. The article will focus on healthy eating for children, a campaign that she has pushed since her husband took office. This is the first time a public figure has appeared on the cover since 1963, when actor Cliff Robertson appeared in a cooking article. Better Homes and Gardens is published by TV5's parent company, the Meredith Corporation.
You're watching WQAT, the Quad Cities news leader. Live, local, late breaking. This is News 8, Good Morning Quad Cities.
Plus the details on the First Lady's monster lunch that has some calling her a hypocrite. It's coming up on Good Morning Quad Cities. Right now in Good Morning Quad Cities, the Iowa-based magazine Better Homes and Gardens has decided to forego the usual foliage and interior design shots that usually get top billing.
Yeah, instead, this month's issue will have First Lady Michelle Obama on the cover. She will be the first public figure to have such an honor in 48 years. Mrs. Obama will be the focus of an article on healthy eating for children. The piece will feature photos from a picnic the First Lady hosted for 5th graders in Washington, D.C. Well, the news comes the same day that the First Lady was spotted by reporters for the Washington Post indulging in a 1,700-calorie meal. She stopped at the Shake Shack, a new D.C. diner, for lunch on Monday. She reportedly ordered a Shack burger, fries, chocolate shake, and a Diet Coke. The First Lady has admitted that she does splurge from time to time. She once told Good Morning America's Robin Roberts that she loves burgers and that healthy eating doesn't mean you cannot eat ice cream every once in a while.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Ann Curry. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
This morning on Today's Kitchen, fresh and colorful veggie and fruit meals for the kids step by step. Now, they've been inspired by the White House garden and featured in Better Homes and Gardens magazine with First Lady Michelle Obama as the cover model. It's the first time in decades that a public figure has appeared on the magazine's cover. Chris Comerford is the White House executive chef. Chris, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
You've got a pressure-packed job at the White House between state dinners and huge luncheons, but you had a really pressure-packed assignment recently. You had to throw a picnic for 5th graders, and everything had to be healthy. How'd you do that?
It was actually a very inspiring experience for us because for chefs, kids are always the hardest one to please.
Yeah, no hot dogs, no hamburgers, no fried chicken.
And they're very blunt and honest. They will tell you if food doesn't taste good. So for us, that was our hardest audience ever.
And this is all part of the First Lady's idea that families need to think a little differently about how they're feeding their children at breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we want to push for like people having healthy choices, but we want to give them the tools and the know-how. Like, how do you really, work from just this vegetable and make it just very palatable for kids?
This is a simple recipe. This is a chopped green salad. We've got an herb dressing. First of all, what vegetables do you like for this?
Everything in here. Everything is green. Henceforth, it's called the chopped green salad.
Right.
And it's really very simple. Just, you got your spinach, you got your romaine.
Little broccoli and some string beans.
You could just put them right here.
You blanch those first?
You blanch them. The
and
reason
then shock
for
them in cold water?
And shocking in cold water is that it gives it the vivid green color. And kids are very visual, so when they see a food looks good, it's easier to let them try it.
Okay, so some cucumbers, you've got some beans, some grapes there, which adds a little sweetness to it.
A little sweetness, and then edamame is very high protein, so it's a very good, kind of like additional to a salad.
Tell me about your dressing.
Sure. We're doing an orange herb vinaigrette, and the easier part of this is that it all gets mixed in a mason jar. See how simple that is. Easy cleanup, a cup of orange juice, half a cup of...
If you don't use all this at once, you store it in the mason jar. Can you put it in the fridge for a while?
Definitely, and it will keep there for about good 2 weeks. So you got your pepper in here, cider vinegar, and herbs, of course. It depends what you want. We got here some thyme, tarragon, and some parsley. And then basically, you just shake it in the jar. We'll just spoon some of this right there. And it's very, very simple. So,
And that
yeah,
just goes over
it
the
just
salad.
goes over the
Self-explanatory.
salad. Yes.
Let's move on to the next thing, because I think this is fascinating. Parents are going to love this one. These are pocket fruit pies. How do you make them?
These are very simple. You get like a piece of a whole grain white bread, and preferably you want to use whole grain because they have better nutritional value in there. Just put this is a homemade smashed applesauce. But if you do not have this smashed applesauce, you could certainly use an apple butter or whatever. Yes, store-bought. We want to make it easy for home cooks and just moms who are so busy at home.
Couple of raspberries.
You just put one on top. You just kind of cut around it. And then the good thing with the soft bread is that you don't need any egg wash to brush it, because just by using the tines of a fork, you could just kind of really make it seal around the edges. And
You're
what
going to brush
happens?
that with a little oil afterwards?
Just a little bit of canola oil or vegetable oil, and it goes into the oven for 18 minutes, 350 degrees, and a little dusting of cinnamon sugar.
Were these over here made recently? Can I try one of those?
You could try one.
Yeah?
They are really
Sometimes
delicious.
you have to be careful around here.
Yeah, they're good.
Those are great.
They're very good.
Those are really good.
And again, it's a take on whatever kids are used to already. The simple Pop-Tart in the oven kind of thing. But this is homemade. You have this in your pantry at home, so anyone can do it.
A couple of other things you got. We don't have time to make, but you can show. You've got sweet potato fries.
These are sweet potato fries, but they're not fried at all. And just feel how crunchy that is. These are just basically breaded in whole wheat flour, Parmesan, and breadcrumb breading, which we could actually use the trimming from here. Just toast it and just kind of
A little fresh-made tomato ketchup.
Fresh homemade tomato ketchup.
And tell me about the lemonade.
This is actually the hit of that picnic, just because kids are, again, very visual. It's made with carrot puree. We added some pineapple juice as a sweetener, just a hit of lemon, just a little carbonated water or plain water if you like. And
great ideas.
Really good.
Chris, you're very creative, and it's nice to have you here in New York.
Thank
Say
you.
hi to the folks in Washington for us.
Definitely,
We
yes.
appreciate it. Coming up, CeeLo Green live.
Here's a quote of the day. Quote, "I'm in better shape than he is." Can you guess who said this about the President of the United States? 12 minutes after the hour. It is 16 minutes after the hour. Now back to the quote of the day. Here it is. Quote, "I am in better shape than he is." Who said this about the President of the United States? That would be First Lady Michelle Obama. And she said she's able to stay in better shape because she has more time to work out than her husband does. Check out her complete interview in next month's issue of Better Homes and Gardens. Now time for your morning punchline.
Hot on the web today, and one of the top searches on Google is for Better Homes and Gardens. The magazine's making the First Lady its August cover girl, and it's a big deal because it's the first time a famous person has been on that cover in more than 4 decades. Michelle Obama tells the magazine she's focused on fighting childhood obesity because it's easier to change kids' habits than adults.